Evening, people. Back with another video. I mean, this is very interesting. You're going to be interested to see some of this. Now, let's start here. Tommy Sotomayors' brother has an Instagram, and on Tommy's brother's Instagram, he calls himself Young Black King X. So there it says his dad, mum, Maurice, Thomas, and himself, I suppose. Now look, there's Tommy there. Tommy looks kind of evil. He's got, I don't know, he's got this dead stare, and even to this day, he still has that kind of empty look behind the eyes. Now, there's his, we're talking about Tommy's brother. I don't want to keep saying Tommy. His brother. Now, this is public information. It's on his Instagram. You can go and see it yourself. So there's Tommy's mother, Tommy's father. Another funny thing is, I remember back in 2013, when I was watching some of his videos, he stated, I'm sure he brought up the fact that his dad was Panamanian, and he tried to make out that his dad's surname was Sotomayor. That's a lie. His dad's surname was not Sotomayor. I mean, Tommy is such a liar. At one stage, he made out that he's never seen his dad. He said that. Then on another video, he said he wasn't sure if his dad was, he hadn't seen him in years or whether he was dead or not. He just kept changing the story about his father. But anyway, you can see that's his father and his mother together. And there's Tommy there. But yeah, enough of that. Just quite interesting. And another thing, Tommy, he goes by the if you go and look at the some of the records, it's actually Thomas Sotomayor. So I'm wondering to myself, did he change his name after he had his son? Because the son has the same name as him, Thomas Jerome Harris. So perhaps Tommy changed his name afterwards to, I don't know, when he started getting into the whole YouTube or the media thing. He thought he'd quickly change his name and try and remove all traces of having anything to do with his son. Quite sad if that's the case. Oh yeah, Young Black King X. Tommy's brother again. Let's see what Young Black King X says. Everyone please go right now and vote for my nephew, Thomas Harris, for Fan Choice Play of the Week. So as we saw in the video, yep, that's Tommy's son. So it's good to see that Tommy's brother is taking more of an interest in Tommy's son than Tommy is. This guy seems like a decent guy, very decent man. He's doing what Tommy isn't, and that's been in Tommy's own son's life. It's very sad, really. But let's see what Tommy's brother has to say about him. Because, Tommy always has these poor me stories to make us feel sorry for him. He's, all of a sudden, he's got all these stories about how terrible his mum was. But funny thing is, he didn't start saying all these terrible things about his mother until, around slightly after 2013, probably early 2014, when he was getting donations for his fatherless America. I mean, before we go into what his brother says about him, let's look at a nice, sweet little thing between his mother and himself. In 2012, before the donations, she says, but I love you anyway. And he says, you never have to say it, Ma. You've said it for 37 years, even when I didn't know how to recognize it. So they seems alright to me. But this was 2012. So this is before he started asking for money for his donations. After he started asking for money, all of a sudden he had all these stories about how terrible his mum was, how he didn't have a father in his life, his father, all this crap. But as we can see, before he started asking for money, he seemed alright with his mother. But yeah, let me have a look here. And this is Tommy's brother. Yeah, Isley Malone. That goes by the name of what's what's he called himself on Instagram? Let me go back. Young Black King X, sorry. So yeah, that's Isley. Okay. So you can go check his Instagram if you want. So this is Tommy Sotomayor's brother, Isley Malone. I mean, this is all public out there. It's Instagram, so that's fine. And I'll show you later. Isley actually wants people to contact him to talk about Tommy. So yeah, let's quickly go on to this. So let's hear from Isley. I mean, who knows anyone better than their brother? Because remember, Tommy also did a video where he was trying to make out that his brother Isley was being unreasonable towards him for some reason. He was trying to garner sympathy. And in the video, as usual, Tommy made himself out to be a victim of some sort of persecution by his brother. But let's see what Tommy's brother thinks about Tommy. X Malone. I'm Tommy's little brother. DM, we need to rap. So I suppose that means they need to talk. This is no BS. I'll explain when we talk. We're on the same page. He's talking to Zoe Williams. Earlier on in the year, Zoe exposed Tommy as a liar and a fraud. But anyway, let's keep going up here. He says, I know it's like 3 months old, but I'm just seeing all the videos, etc. You guys have him pegged right, Zoe Williams. Can't wait to tell you more. So this is Tommy's brother. So Tommy's brother seems to know that there's something not right about Tommy. He's calling his brother a fraud, but let's keep going up. Oh, he says here. I hear TJ Sotomayor back to his same old tricks. You can't lie all your life. So Tommy's brother is saying that Tommy is a liar. But yet his fans seem to think they know Tommy better than Tommy's own brother. Even though Tommy pretty much just lies all the time. You see all the videos where he's proven to be a liar. But then they still think that Tommy's some great guy and they don't want to hear it. But this is his own brother. But let me see here. Oh. You in town? Come see me. All I want to do is talk. It's quite funny because Tommy's always making out he's some tough guy. You know, when he's got a problem with someone, he's talking about he'll go to anyone's city and see them. But the city he doesn't seem to want to see anyone is, anyone he actually knows is Atlanta. He doesn't want to see his son, and he doesn't even want to talk to his brother. But he'll go all the way to, I don't know, Chicago or wherever to bail out some other YouTuber. Not out of the kindness of his heart, but because he wants to make lots of videos and pretty much buy the YouTuber's silence. But then Tommy still manages to badmouth the YouTuber, even though the YouTuber didn't mention him anymore after it. And as usual, Tommy turned it round to make himself look like the victim, and the other guy is the ungrateful person. But yeah, this is Tommy's brother saying all this. In fact, I'm going to say something a bit later, but let's just have a look. I told you, Zoe Williams, TJ Sotomayor is a fraud. I'm the one that's going to check him. So this is his brother. I want to see TJ Sotomayor since he's in town. Okay. And his brother saying somebody told me this was a direct way to reach TJ Sotomayor. Hello, truth calling. And this is him talking directly to his brother. It says, the lies will only take you so far. Now, if you open up the conversation, you'll see that Tommy didn't reply. So he has, I don't know why he wouldn't. I'm sure he knows the truth, and he doesn't want it exposed in the media. Or YouTube, you know, the internet. Because this is as far as he goes. You're not going to see him on TV anytime soon. Now, this is a very interesting thing his brother said. TJ Sotomayor, stop being the dad that he... I'm not actually sure what... Pretty much, to be quite honest, his brother's pretty much stating that Tommy's not being a father. He's been a fraud, and it's quite interesting. I mean, one of the links he left here, it went on to this. So it's Tommy with that Quincy Jones film producer guy. See, he's just finished shooting some powerful scenes. Okay, that's what he's saying there. That was the 1st of August. So yeah, it seems that Tommy Sotomayor's brother thinks that Tommy's a liar as well. I mean, we all know Tommy is a liar anyway, but what could be better than his own brother saying it? I mean, really, one of the reasons I even came on this is more because I see his fans still trying to make excuses. They're actually asking for DNA tests. Jesus Christ, I mean, his son looks like his twin. I mean, now I'm showing you his own brother. That's right, Tommy. That's Tommy. Okay. That's his dad, that's his mother. His own brother, this is his brother's Instagram here. His own brother is saying that Tommy needs to step up and be a man and start taking care of his son. His own brother. His own brother is telling Tommy to stop lying to everyone, and his own brother's calling him a fraud, which is very interesting. I mean, we see his relationship with his mother seemed okay up until he started asking for money for his documentary. Now all of a sudden he's painting his mum out to be some sort of demon. I mean, that looks like a pretty decent family to me. Pretty decent. The only person that looks kind of weird is Tommy, because he's got his dead, evil-looking eyes. He doesn't... Let's put it this way. If he was my son, I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night properly unless I had the doors locked or something like that. Because, I mean, we've heard Tommy state he wants people's children to burn in house fires. So, if there's been any sort of animosity in that family, it's got something to do with Tommy. There's something not right about Tommy. His brother's saying it. Everyone that's ever had any dealings with Tommy has said that Tommy's screwed them in some way. Everyone that's had any sort of dealings with Tommy has said that Tommy's a liar. Even his own family. Like, what's it going to take? And the funny thing is, with all the irrefutable evidence against Tommy, all he has to do is make a video, put on some soft music in the background, look into the camera with his dead eyes, and just tell you something. And all of a sudden, he's the victim. And you get he loves, you know, people leaving comments. Half of the comments are him, talking about how great Tommy is. You're an inspiration, Tommy. I want to be like you one day. Really? This guy. His brother calling him a fraud. This guy claiming that his dad, he got his surname from his dad. He pulled that name out of nowhere. He says his dad was Panamanian, but his dad didn't even have that. Sotomayor isn't in his family. No one in his family is called Sotomayor. But he told us that he got his surname from his dad. He told us that his dad was never around in the family. Like, he's never seen his dad before. He's standing next to his dad. He's standing behind his dad. He told us, his mum was, I don't know, a drug addict or something like that, abusive. She seems alright to me. I mean, his mum, let's just have a look here. His mum looks like a sensible woman. She looks good for her age. Clean, kempt, you know, she's a Baptist at a church. Decent woman. And Tommy could just tell you anything. He's making out his mum was some evil woman. And it seems that everyone that's had anything to do with Tommy will say that if anyone's evil, it's him. Now, I'm not going to... I don't know. I will say that there's something wrong with him. I don't know. There's not much else I can say in regards to this, to be honest. I mean, go see for yourself. So this is Tommy's brother's Instagram. He calls himself Young Black King X. Now, I don't do blog talk radio shows, but for any of you guys that do, he seems like he wants to talk. And I would much rather hear his version of events than Tommy's, because Tommy's been proven to be a liar. But this guy here, he's in Tommy's child's life doing the right thing. So if anyone should be listened to, it should be Tommy's brother, because Tommy's brother seems to be doing the right thing. Perhaps that's why they really fell out, because Tommy's brother thinks Tommy's not doing the right thing. And not like Tommy makes out that there's something wrong with his brother. His brother seems like a decent guy, and so does the rest of his family.